Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, picture this for a second. It's late at night in a quiet Tokyo office. There's this soft, kind of cinematic glow coming from a single monitor, illuminating a tired but super dedicated face. It honestly paints the room in those deep blues and vibrant city lights you'd see in a classic Japanese animation. Well, this Explainer is all about the unseen work that happens in exactly those quiet moments. We're going to be diving into a really fascinating reflection from an IT professional who is navigating the grueling yet oddly rewarding world of systems development. I mean, have you ever poured your absolute heart into something only to not get to see it finish? Let's talk about the reality carried by those who leave midway.
Does work have meaning if you never see it completed? It's a profound, almost haunting question, isn't it? Actually, this exact thought suddenly crossed the mind of the protagonist in our source material right at the end of their 7th year in the workforce. Just imagine pouring thousands of hours into a massive undertaking, only to literally pack up your desk right before the grand finale. Like, is it wasted effort, or is there a deeper value there that we're completely missing?
Okay, let's dive into this. To truly understand the weight of that question, we need to trace this professional's 7-year journey on the front lines of IT. Because, you don't just start out running multi-million-dollar corporate systems on day one. The source traces a really classic progression. They started out with small but absolutely essential tasks, like PC replacements, then moving up a few years later to network construction, and finally landing in an application development team tackling massive, large-scale system development. There was definitely no shortage of work along the way, but these huge system projects were where the biggest impact, and honestly, the biggest budgets, lived. Talented people would flock to these projects, and just as quickly they would leave.
Now, this journey led straight into a massive 200-member project. I mean, 200 people. Just think about the sheer coordination required for that many people to push in the exact same direction without the whole thing just falling apart. Here, our protagonist wasn't just some cog in the machine. They were handling crucial configuration management. They were effectively keeping the entire project's spine completely aligned and functioning. So this grueling configuration management essentially meant building the absolute foundation. We're talking about establishing entirely new systems and processes from scratch. They successfully completed the incredibly complex transition from system testing over to the test environment. And crucially, they prepared all the technical mechanisms so they were fully ready to be applied to production. They marched the whole project right up to the very threshold of launch, doing all the heavy lifting just short of long-term operations. Because for an application development team, the role is actually very clear. You build it, you support the hypercare phase, but you don't stick around for years to run it.
But then, right at the very moment when all those mechanisms were perfectly primed for production, literally right before the glorious launch, our protagonist receives an unexpected new job offer. And hey, quick pause. If you've ever faced a tough career crossroads like the one we're about to explore, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up. Anyway, back to that late-night Tokyo office aesthetic. The ultimate decision had to be made.
Part 1. The fork in the road. Staying versus stepping forward. And this brilliantly illustrates the ultimate internal conflict. Do you stay, take a well-deserved victory lap, and see this massive 200-person project through to the very end? Or do you step into a completely new environment to test and stretch your capabilities all over again? This choice really highlights a core philosophical difference: the deliverable versus the system. See, traditionally, we place all our glory on the final, polished product that crosses the finish line, right? We celebrate the ribbon-cutting ceremony. But the deeper reality of systems development, and honestly, of so many modern corporate careers, is that the true lasting value lies in the system itself. It's the mechanisms, the repeatable processes, and the stable foundations that actually enable that finish line to be crossed by anyone at all. Just read this amazing quote from the source. "A project is a relay. Not everyone needs to cross the finish line." That completely reframes how we look at our daily jobs. One person builds the foundation, and another person takes the baton to carry it forward into production. You don't have to be the anchor leg of the relay to have run a vital, game-winning race. The unseen work you do in the middle is exactly what makes the victory possible for the next runner. Part 2. The business reality. Maximizing value. So, the crucial point is, stepping back from our emotional attachment to our projects, there's a hard, logical business reason behind this whole relay metaphor. Insisting on staying until the absolute final curtain call of every single project can actually be highly inefficient from a company's standpoint. The harsh but honestly empowering realities of business dictate that resources are strictly finite. You only have so many highly skilled developers and managers to go around.
Meanwhile, new opportunities and demands from the market just keep coming in waves. It's fundamentally about maximizing value. It's about asking yourself, where is my specific, high-level skill set most needed right now? Furthermore, as the source text beautifully points out, simply being in a position where you have the option to choose your next challenge is a tremendous value in itself. Our protagonists realized that having these choices meant there was absolutely no logical reason to stop moving forward. And speaking of moving forward, if you want to keep your own career momentum going, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more strategies.
Cut! Thumbs up!
So choosing to accept the new offer, they confidently moved on to the next major project, leaving the final launch to their incredibly capable teammates. Which leads us to a highly resonant conclusion from our IT veteran. Only those who keep challenging themselves can stand on the next stage. The author freely admits they don't know with 100% certainty if their decision to leave midway was the absolute right one in the grand scheme of things, but this one thing is absolutely certain for sure. Professional growth demands movement. By confidently choosing the next project, they resolve to take that crucial first step tomorrow. They aren't dwelling on the finish line they missed. They are intensely focused on the new starting line they just created. So, I have a question for you. Where will you maximize your value tomorrow? Take a look at your own career trajectory and those projects you perhaps left seemingly unfinished. Did you leave a strong system behind for the next runner? Don't ever view leaving midway as a failure to finish, but rather as a highly strategic handoff in your ongoing professional relay. Keep challenging yourself, keep moving forward, and I'll see you in the next explainer.